Welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see you here on the podcast. Well, I guess I'm here with you. I'm not seeing you, I'm hearing you. That's okay. This is how recording goes sometimes. As you all know, I am Sarah. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Today we are going to talk about selling without icky, sticky, and hard. Really, seriously, that's a thing. Especially if you are a teacher, a former teacher like me, if you are someone with a helper heart where really, truly what you want is not to sell, you just want to help people with all the things. I know you, I am you, I get it. If you want to give, if you want to go out into the world and you would much rather give away everything you have for free, but also you have to eat, we have to talk about this because you know as well as I do that businesses are not run without money. I have a good friend who has always said to me, if you're running a business, you're running a business. If you're doing it all for free, you're running a mission, right? You're not running a mission, you're running a business. And it might be mission driven. That's okay. But even mission driven organizations make money, right? So here's the thing. I want to talk to you about getting rid of this sticky, icky, and hard because what I know about the sales world, what I know about my own experience in the sales world is that I came into business, out of my time and a little bit of time in corporate working with salespeople, out of teaching before that. And I have always been a teacher. And has taken me 5+ years of experimenting and trying things and taking the classes and learning the things and doing them and hating them to come to a place in the last couple of years as a salesperson, as a person who sells something as a business owner, to be in a place where I feel amazing about the process I have, where I'm like, no, this works. And it's not scary and it's not icky. And I don't have to do things where I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do it like that. Ew, I just don't have to do those. And I know that I am not alone in this experience. I know I'm not. I know because I talk to clients, I talk to teachers, I talk to friends all the time, and they'll say to me, you know what, I really like the business part. I like the helping people part, but man, I hate the selling. And I don't want it to be like that for you. It was like that for me for so long. And I had to work through it the hard way. which means that I have done all the things, like the things that you have heard people suggest. I have done them all. I just was talking to someone about this yesterday, and she was like, you know what? I have read all the books. I do all the things. I've tried all the sales techniques. I've been to all the webinars. I've taken all the classes, and I still really struggle because I just want to help people. She said, I get to the point where I start to think about the money and I start to say to them, this is what it costs. And she's like, you know what? Let's just be connected. Here it is for free. And I get it. I have done it. I have done it time and time again, but also I've been burned out by it. You have too, probably, where you've given so much away for free and you've done so much for other people that you're like, wait, but what about me? I'm not getting what I need. And you can't run a business like that. You can't run a life like that. You can't mom like that. You can't teach like that. We all know how burning out you can be in teaching, right? It's the same thing. So for me, the process of learning to sell different really started with like, okay, if I don't want to do things that don't feel good to me, that feel icky or sticky or hard, like what's the alternative? Like what feels like me? And that is the question I would pose to you. If you don't want to do the things that feel icky or sticky or hard, what feels like you, right? What are the options? What I found for me is that showing up and giving and creating places where I can show up and give, this podcast, my Facebook group, which is by the same name, means that I can show up and give people a taste of what I do and just continue to give and let them figure the rest out for themselves. And you know what? That works. It works for me. I have clients it works for in varying versions because not everybody's way is have a Facebook group and a podcast for sure. But there is something to this. So for me, what felt icky is cold messaging people. What feels sticky and hard is floating around in other people's Facebook groups trying to figure out how to start a conversation. What felt really sticky was networking with people and then trying to figure out how to turn it into a sales call. Whoa, that was awful. What felt really hard was, I was thinking about this the other day. I had a coach at one point where basically she taught me that when I would get to the end of a client contract, like if I work with somebody for 6 months, at the end of month 5, my job was to start like selling them the next contract, being like, oh, look at how far you've grown. What, here are your options for next. Like, let me tell you about all the things that I see that you've done better. Like, of course you're going to want to and really start selling it to them. I don't love that. It never felt good to me. So I never did it. Well, I did it. I tried it. I tried it like half-assed. And of course it never worked because I didn't feel good about it. Of course it didn't work. Like it can't work if you don't believe in it. If it doesn't feel good to you, you can't sell icky to people. You can't sell like, God, I don't really want to be here. Nobody is a good salesperson for a party they don't want to attend, right? Like that sucks. So I've done all the icky and sticky things, and I have found that for me, this isn't the way. I have found that for my people, the ones who are in my Facebook group, the ones like you listening to this podcast, the ones who work with me one-on-one or in groups, that the stalking is no fun. The cold messaging is not great. The like following people in Facebook groups and the going to networking in order to sell just doesn't feel good because it doesn't feel like it comes from a place of giving, right? It's not about the other person. It makes everything about me, and I don't really need it to be about me. Like I'm here for others like you. So what I have found and what I've developed over the last couple of years for me and with clients for them is a way of selling that is different, that is not icky or sticky or hard, that I feel really good about, that feels really comfortable, that doesn't involve stalking on any level, that doesn't involve cold messaging, that doesn't involve anything but getting to show up as myself and give and connect and love the people in front of me and also then invite them to more. Listen, friend, here's the thing. I had somebody a couple of years ago say to me that the way to sell people is to explain to them the distance between where they are now and where they want to be and make the gap big enough for me to fit myself in. And that was the beginning of me realizing I had a different process because I was like, I had like an allergic reaction. I was like, oh my God, no. Because as a human being, I deeply, deeply down to every little fiber in my toes, believe in the capability of other people. I believe right now that you are capable of succeeding as a business person with or without me. 100% the truth. You are capable. You can do this. You have what you need. You are amazing. And also, I believe that I help people get where they're going with less pain, with more speed, with less side trips, with less drama, with less worry. And I help them get places they wanted to be that they weren't even sure they knew about, right? I help people expand their vision. I know all this about my work, but I know that I don't have to make you feel like less to get there. And I know for the people that walk around the world as givers, as helpers, as teachers, we do not like making people feel smaller. That's why sales and all the sales strategy taught in the business world feels really weird because it implies that I have to create this gap in other people that I don't believe in. And that sucks. So for me, I have developed a process that I think of as selling by giving. And that's what I talk about it as, because it literally is. You show up and you give. And, there is more to it than that. But, not a lot. It's not complicated. That's sort of the beauty of it. And what I have done for myself in the last year, really 18 months, is put order to it and create a structure that I've been able to teach people. And now I'm going to teach this as a class. So starting in March, the week of March 6th, I am going to lead this class called Selling by Giving. and it is Selling by Giving and the Selling by Giving Implementation Lab, because of a couple of things. First, I really want you to have this tool, but I know it's valuable. So my job as a business owner is to say, it is here for you, and I can give you little bits of it here on this podcast and my Facebook group. But if you want the whole thing, if you really want to change your sales process, it is worth an investment. It really is. And you will get more out of it by investing in it. So it is good for you and for me. The balance between what I'm giving and what I'm getting, what you're giving and what you're getting, stays balanced that way. And this is sort of how I model this process, right? Like if I give everything away for free all the time, that's not me running a business. So that's the first part of this. The second is, for a long time, I'm a former teacher. I'm a current teacher. Hell, I teach classes to college kids online. I have for a really long time. I know a lot about what it looks like to structure an effective class online. I have deep, deep experience in teaching and online learning and all of these things. And for a long time, I also resisted teaching a course or a class out here in the business world because A, I do it all the time in the college world, but B, there were things about the way classes and courses work here in the business world that I don't love. Like, I don't love the idea that I'm going to create something and just like hand it out and leave people to their own devices, which is what happens in so many courses, right? Like we don't finish them because there's no one with us. There's no one to ask the questions. There's no interaction. There's no community. And I don't like that. And I also, like, as a teacher, I want to be with you. I want to be a part of it. I want to be able to answer your questions. I want to be able to see how it's working. I want to be able to make game time decisions and change stuff and add things and give you extra pieces if you need them. I want to be in it. So it's not going to be the traditional course where you go off and do your thing all by yourself. Certainly self-paced, certainly all those things. But you know what? We're going to have the community, the access to me, tools so that you can feel connected and you can ask questions. Because the other problem I have with so many online courses and so much of what's out there, particularly in the sales world, is that we do all the learning and none of the implementing. You've done this. I have done this, where you take a class, you buy this course and you take it and you're like, you know what? I learned a lot in there. And you apply absolutely none of it. I have done it. Or you apply like the first 10% and then you just listen to the videos for the rest of the time or read the rest of the book and you're like, yeah, that was great. And you walk away and you're like, check. Man, no. I love the learning part. The teacher in me loves the learning part. I am a student, but I also know that real learning and real change in your business comes from doing. And I want to build a class that is a safe place for you to experiment with that. We have to work on it together. We have to practice. We have to try stuff and we have to bring it back and say, look, this is what I tried and it went wrong and I don't know why. So that is the other reason why this is a live class, because what matters more than learning is implementing. And what I really want for you at the end of this class is to walk away with truly like a process that feels amazing to you, that you're like, you know what, this feels like it's unlocking. This feels different. That 15 weeks in, you can walk in and grow and grow and grow into from there and be like, you know what, I don't have to feel icky about this ever again. Like, how nice would it be to, by the summer, not feel icky about sales anymore? Maybe it won't be 100% not icky, but you'll be well on your way. And it's like, oh man, how much more would you sell? How much more of a difference could you make? How much could your business grow? How much more good could you do if the barrier that is selling was no longer in your way? Like, what a difference it would make. And I really want that for people. I want it for all the people. And you can tell I'm like a little geeked up about it. So for me, this is sort of a confluence of things. I really want people to have this selling by giving method. I know how to teach an online class in a way that is effective for everyone. And I want you to be able to take this process and make it yours so that you don't feel bad about selling anymore and your business can grow and fly and serve. And that's really what we're going to do. So starting March 6th, we're going to start class. Every week, there's going to be videos and worksheets that you do at your own pace. There is live interaction in the chat, in the group. And there is also a tool that we're going to use called Video Ask, where you're going to record videos and ask me questions, and I'm going to reply back to you in video. It's a sneaky little side way to get you better at video too. So just, it's all going to be good. But we are going to interact. You are going to have access to me. You are going to have people with you. You're going to have a partner in crime. It's going to be great. And this is how you are going to get what you need in selling. Listen, it doesn't have to suck all the time, and you don't have to hate it. You can sell as yourself. You can sell by being more you. You can sell by giving. You don't have to make people feel less so that you can be more. That's not how the universe works. That's not how teachers work. It's not how givers work. It's not how any of this has to work. We don't need to do that. So please, friend, what I want to do is invite you to this class. If you are interested and you're like, interesting, you can go to my website, which is Torpy Coaching, TORPEY coaching.com/workshops. You can find all the information there. We're going to link it in the show notes. And then you can check it out. This round, I'm going to run it here in March for the first time, and it is going to be $1,250, and it is going to be that price once, because this is life-changing stuff. I want to play and experiment the first round. You're going to get probably the most help ever for the least amount of money ever. Like, this is going to be the best deal ever version of this. And then I'm going to run it again in the fall, but the price is going to come up because, of course, that's what's going to happen. So please know that this is the time to get in. Please come play with us. Be a part of this program. Be a part of this journey. Come get what you need in selling. Let it stop being a barrier for you. And if you have questions, what you should do is reach out and ask, because you know what? I am a human and I'm happy to talk to you. I like the talking to people part of business better than just about anything. And you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. I was talking to a client today, and she was like telling me that, sometimes she dreams of quitting her business, and then I forget what she was telling me she was going to do. Oh, she's just going to go get like a job at a nonprofit. And it's so funny, our versions of that. Like, my job is to go be like a cashier at Target so I can see what people are buying and chat all day. So, like, I'd be the best cashier ever. And then she laughed, the client, this morning, because she was like, oh my God. She's like, people would get so much coaching. Your line would be so long. People would be stalking you. So if you want to be coached in line at Target, it's in the process. So friend, please come join us for this. I'm so excited about it. You can tell just by probably this podcast what a dork I am. But really, I think it is going to be life-changing. It is going to be business changing, because you know what? If selling is your barrier and you are not comfortable selling, you're not going to sell more by being uncomfortable. You're not going to sell more by using a process that doesn't feel like you. You're not going to sell more by approaching it in a way that feels icky or sticky or hard. That's not how we sell. We don't sell more by doing it the miserable way. We just don't. You sell more by finding a process that you love. And this is for you because it's a flexible process. It's only got 3 steps. And my job in the class is to help you make it yours. That is the end goal. My goal is not for you to do it just like me. My goal is for you to do it just like you and grow as a result. So if you're in, come join. You can enroll right now. You should join. There are limited seats. There are 20. Please, please, please. You can pay monthly. You can pay in one shot. I don't care how you do it. I just care that you come. I care that you're a part. I care that I get to help you, and we get to do this together, and we get to help more people as a result through me and through your business. And when you're ready, come on over to torpycoaching.com/workshops. If you're not in my Facebook group yet and you want to come play, please come play. We're doing all sorts of fun stuff in there all the time. And if you need me or you have a question, send me an email. I'm Sarah@torpycoaching.com, or find me on Facebook and send a message, or LinkedIn, or wherever. But in the meantime, let us all do more selling without the icky, sticky, and hard. It is here for you. Please, friends, come on, let's do it. I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the class.